sit right back and relax. We'll be back in just a moment. Welcome, everyone. Thanks for tuning in to 2K Sports. We've got some NBA action for you coming up. I'm Kevin Harlan alongside Greg Anthony, Steve Smith, and David Aldridge is joining us from the sideline. DA, it's all yours.
Kevin, thanks. Well, among the league's deadlier weapons now is the step-back jumper. Steph Curry said, "You're always in control of the situation with that move. It is pretty effective." Portland's Damian Lillard said, "It's a tough off-balance shot, so it takes a lot of work." But people around the league are putting in that work to become even more effective. Guys?
Thanks, David. Taking a look here at some of the numbers for Fred VanVleet.
And something has really clicked for him at the free throw line. In the past 5 games, his percentage at the line is much better than it had been prior. Sometimes that's how it works. A switch flips, and all of a sudden, you're locked in.
And now the New York Knicks starters. Barrett and Randall are in the forward position. Derrick Rose is out there with Alec Burks. And it's Noel in at the 5, roaming the paint. And for Toronto, VanVleet and Lowry are the 1 and the 2. Aaron Baines out there with OG Anunoby. And it's Trent in at the small forward. And 2 conference rivals squaring off tonight. You know, Steve, this has the feel of a playoff game.
It does. These 2 teams have had their battles in the past. It's always fun to see them match up against one another.
It'll be the Knicks off the tip. Now Barrett passes to Burks. Wants to get it to Randall and does. Knocks it loose. 5 on the clock. Barrett dishes to Burks. Fires the 3. That one doesn't go. And Toronto will come the other way. First chance of the season for them to go up against this Knicks team.
And they rolled over this team last season, beating them every time they faced off.
Yeah, these 2 teams haven't changed that much. So I wouldn't be surprised if they run the table on them again.
And so it's the Raptors getting on the board first. Rose passes to Randall. It's rebounded by Anunoby. And it's the Raptors' ball. Lowry from outside. And it's Noel with the rebound. Burks against Lowry. For 3, Barrett. It's hauled in by the Raptors. They're coming off that win against Philadelphia.
And the focus was to get stops. All game, they were right up on shooters, and that led to some big-time rejections.
This was their game plan going in. Make shooters uncomfortable by challenging every possible shot.
New York's gone 0 of 2 from deep here. Guys, they're looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively, for sure.
Rose, that's good.
It's hard to try to stop D. Rose. When he's committed to scoring, get out of his way.
Now, here's Lowry. He had an 18-point outing in their last game against Philadelphia. To the middle. And Baines kicks to Anunoby. Over Randall. Baines trying to get open. Randall with some nice D. For New York, they've gone just 1 of 4 to get this game started. Trying to get open is Burks. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
The number 3 pick back in the 2019 draft, RJ wanted to play for the Knicks. He knew it wouldn't be easy with all the turmoil last season. Boy, was that an understatement.
First one falls for him. You know, Greg, you asked Barrett. He said he felt better prepared for the glare of the New York media after his 1 season at Duke because, you know, playing there is in the national limelight. You're on a star-studded team.
Yeah, I mean, playing with Zion Williamson, Cam Reddish, and Trey Jones, the Knicks could use a little more star talent, though, if they're going to turn the corner.
And he makes both free throws.
And what you like about Barrett is his all-around game, a versatile guard/forward who wants to keep. improving.
Now here's Van Vliet. He's coming off a 34-point game against Philadelphia.
And he really controlled the pace of the game by getting to the line. The D could not slow him down, and he took advantage of it.
The shot by Lowry, no good.
This is the shot you want, right at the rim. He just couldn't deliver.
Barrett, no good.
And they're 1 of 5 to start this game. Just really haven't gotten into a flow offensively.
For the New York Knicks, they come in off the loss to the Brooklyn Nets. Pass to Rose. Just over 2.5 minutes played here so far in the first quarter. Anunoby sends it back.
Showing signs of being a high-level defender. Anunoby can guard multiple positions and challenge shots. This is who you want leading that play, a sure passer with great awareness.
Rose with the ball. Last game he had 34 points. To the inside. Here's Randall. Fouled on the shot and picks up 2 points. So 1 free throw coming up.
The sheer power on full display. Julius Randle can get hit and still finish plays.
And a physical presence is former Kentucky Wildcat Julius Randle. But he's got some mobility to go along with it, able to move and attack in transition.
One shot.
And that one falls, and that puts him up by 1 point. You know, people have talked about Julius Randle's game. He's a power driver, isn't he, Greg? I mean, the guy just bulldozes all the way in.
I like that phrase, Kev. You know, very fluid for his size. A pretty good ball handler and passer. I think his shooting is where he's still filling in the gaps.
They get it again, and he gets it to go. Rose has got his second basket of the night.
Derrick Rose in open space is a treat to watch. Love the way he took off and scored that one.
Pass to Anunoby. Back to Van Vliet. Three-pointer. He's off on that one. Now the Knicks take it the other way. Here's Rose. And we know he can score. He's averaging around 21.5 points a game. Here's Noel. Yes, and it's Rose with the assist that time.
And now you see them starting to really work the ball inside.
And here is Van Vliet. No points in the game yet for him. Now the Knicks with it. They're on an 11-2 run. Here's Rose. Lays it up and banks it in. 6 points for Derrick Rose.
Yeah, they're going to have a nice little run here.
Raptors trail by 7.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
Van Vliet attacking. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass.
Love the strength on that drive by Fred Van Vliet. He is tough and he's aggressive.
And so it's Rose who brings the ball up for the Knicks. Coming off that loss against the Nets.
Rough game defensively. I mean, they lost a lot of the individual matchups, and the help was slow to rotate.
Point blank, this is a bad combination. If you're looking to get stops, that's not the way.
Just 4 to shoot. He can't get it to go. Now Toronto takes it the other way. Here's Trent. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. It's on R.J. Barrett. This is his first chance at the line tonight.
An 89% free throw shooter puts him right there among the league's best from the line.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
The first one falls. Greg, in 1991, you were drafted 12th overall. Talk about early expectations as a first-round pick. Your son going through it right now.
Yeah, no doubt. Listen, everyone wants to see what you've got. And also, you want to prove that you belong. And so because of that, though, and especially in today's game, sometimes judgment comes way too quickly. And we've seen it with a lot of great young players that because they come in a lot earlier in terms of their age, it may take them an extra year or two to figure it all out. And so the teams that are most patient in allowing those kids to mature at their own level tend to be the ones that get the higher rewards.
Indeed. And we see so much impatience, and it causes problems. Here's Van Vliet following the score by Derrick Rose. Rose against Van Vliet. It's tipped. The Raptors need to get a shot off. Now Barrett pushing it up, and no one back to stop him. And that one, good.
Aggressive and physical. Barrett creating the contact there to draw the foul.
The Knicks have made 3 free throws so far. Haven't missed any.
And they've had really good numbers all season from the free throw line.
A different look for New York. Taj Gibson's checked in for Noel. Toppin comes in for Randall. And it's Payton in for Alec Burks. And that one falls for Barrett. Raptors trail by 8. Van Vliet looking around. The pass to Boucher. Banbury kicks to Van Vliet. Clock at 4. And Gibson sends it back.
Gibson is in there to get dirty on defense. His shot blocking is exceptional. Can't be careless around him.
Down low. And it's Toppin, that time on the assist by Payton.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
Now here's Van Vliet. Scoring-wise, he's definitely making his mark. Right now, he's averaging about 19 points a game.
It seemed like he changed his mind halfway through the layup, tried to go to something else, and flat out choked it.
Payton gets the bucket.
Building up a big early lead, they have taken charge of this game.
Play calling has been fantastic. They've been a step ahead of the defense since the opening tip.
Now here's Van Vliet, and he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line.
Has always been a tremendous defender, in my opinion, and he knows he's going to knock down his free throws. But now Fred Van Vliet has emerged as a terrific all-around scorer. He can pretty much do it all.
For Toronto, they have gone 2 for 2 in the game at the line.
And they've had really good numbers all season from the free throw line.
Shooting 2.
Free throw good, Van Vliet. Greg, you played against some terrific players, including the late, great Kobe Bryant. I'd love to hear your thoughts on playing against Kobe.
I mean, his passing is still tough, I'm sure, for many to deal with because he was just taken from us at such a young age. But this guy was a ferocious competitor and someone who showed us in life and in tragedy that you need to make the most of every moment that we have here. You know, I just appreciated to really the fans getting to know Kobe once his career was over, because I think he was able to let his guard down a little bit and show us a lighter side, a more compassionate side.
That is an excellent point. Here's Birch. He's been patient so far, nothing on the scoreboard yet. Van Vliet against Payton. Good D by Payton.
And already they've staked out a noticeable advantage in terms of aggression and controlling the backboard.
And what a way to start this game, dominating at both ends of the floor.
They came in prepared, focused, and really jumped on the other team early.
Here's Van Vliet following the score by New York. While there's a chance, let's show you the teams that have thrived on the fast break this season. The Raptors third.
I think that's what really distinguishes them offensively. They really like to get out in transition.
And this is his second trip to the line tonight.
In their last contest, guys, he was unconscious from the foul line.
And the first one drops. And good on the second, so he makes them both. New York leading by 12. Now Bullock. Henson with it. The dish to Payton. Second chance shot, and it's laid in by Gibson.
They're getting on a roll inside. Their last 3 field goals have come from the paint.
So timeout called here, the first for Toronto.
And the lack of rim protection, top of the list.
And it boils down to the question, toughness. One team showing it, the other allowing itself to be bullied.
Stanley Johnson, he's checked in for Fred VanVleet.
And while we have a chance, how about the numbers for Rodney Hood? He's averaging about 7 points a game, 3 assists, and 2 rebounds. And to have a knockdown shooter like that coming off the bench, a great asset for any coach.
For sure, things can get stagnant without that spark plug. He always seems to supply points for them in bunches. A for effort, but when there's that much resistance at the rim, better find another option.
And here's Payton. He'll bring it up for the Knicks. It's a 14-point game. Inside. No good from Gibson.
And on the glass so far, it hadn't even been close.
To the middle. Here's Bembry, and he takes the fantastic lead pass up strong for the slam.
Unselfish play by Hood. Could take it himself or finds the open man.
New York with the ball. They're on a 15-6 run. Tipped away. Here's Bembry. And he lobs it up toward the rim, takes the alley-oop pass and dunks it down.
And hard to decide which was better, the pass, the catch, or the slam.
Oh, there's no wrong answer. Sensational alley-oop. Now here's Payton. And looking at his production, he averages a little more than 7 points a game. Gibson passes to Toppin. Now here's Payton. 5 to shoot. It's tipped. Second shot opportunity.
It's been a rough quarter for him. Can't seem to find any kind of rhythm.
And the lead is down inside single digits.
Playing with high energy, outworking the defense up the floor.
And I just love it when the fast break results in a high percentage look. Not always the case these days.
So it's the Knicks now, after Toronto picking up the basket just moments ago.
He's kind of lost his way this period, having a hard time getting anything to go down.
Here's Hood. Banked in off the glass.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
1:33 left to play in the first quarter. Payton outside. It's deflected. Passes it to Birch. Looking for Hood. He gets it there. Misses from short range.
Get that weak stuff out of here. That's embarrassing.
Now here's Payton. Tight defense on him. And no good. The dry spell continuing for him.
I'll tell you what, he's been off target all night, and his teammates have had to rally.
That's tipped.
Rodney has those long arms. He can block your shot. A tenacious defender.
And there hasn't been anything easy for him in this period.
And you've seen they've made numerous attempts to try to get him going. Shows how valuable he is to this offense.
For Toronto, they have made all of their free throws so far tonight, going 6 for 6.
One shot.
And that one falls for Boucher. There's 38 seconds left to play in the first. Payton looking around. And it's out of bounds. The Knicks able to retain possession here. Kyle Lowry, he's checked in for the Raptors. Toronto on defense. They trail by 3. Toppin kicks to Payton. And the Knicks miss again.
You know, we talk a lot about scoring efficiency. He's displaying the exact opposite.
Bembry the pass to Lowry. Here's the 3. That shot, no good. What a performance for Derrick Rose. He has been the story for New York. He notched 8 points in the quarter and has that terrific basketball instinct on display. And don't go away. We'll be right back. Recently, we had a chance to speak with R.J. Barrett about what was a trying first year.
I hate losing, but at the end of the day, it's part of the game. And I feel like you could learn more from a loss than you can from a win. And my teammates have been great. The whole organization has been great. We just, you know, whatever happens, we've kind of been sticking together and going through it all together, so that's been good.
And Barrett, a guy who's accustomed to winning, at least as an amateur grade.
I mean, he won a championship in high school, could have won one in his only year of college. He's going to be a driving force for the organization to get better.
And we hope you're enjoying the game. Both teams tonight keeping things pretty even so far on the scoreboard. And what stands out to you from New York in this one?
I mean, the rebounding was the difference in that first period. You've got to block these guys out.
Yes, you know this, GA. Back in our day, and any day really, if you don't block out somebody, you will sit down.
And New York, looking at who they've got. Toppin is out there with Taj Gibson. Then there's Reggie Bullock. Then there's Alec Burks. And it's Henson in at the 5 spot. Burks with the steal. And now it's Burks running. He can go all the way. And it's Toronto with the rebound. Burks has got 4 rebounds in this game. Lowry's shot is good. Lowry's got his second basket of the game.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Just over 1 minute has passed here in the second quarter.
And you look over the course of Kyle Lowry's career, he's bounced around for quite some time, but boy, has he found a home in Toronto.
And you know, GA, a few summers back, had a chance to leave, but he stayed with the Toronto Raptors. What a decision that was. Reason why? He helped lead this team to their first title. Kyle Lowry's been loved by this franchise. He'll go down as one of the all-time great Raptors. Gibson, a force on the offensive glass. He's a worker, and you saw it right there.
The drive by Lowry. And good that time. Lowry's got 6.
Poor interior defense. If you play him soft, he's going to kill you.
For New York, they've gotten off to a rough start here in the second quarter, going just 1 for 5. Burks, the pass to Toppin. Back to Burks. And he gets the whistle for the 3-second call. So New York going with almost an entire new group here. Nerlens Noel checks in for Henson. Julius Randle comes in for Taj Gibson. It's checked in for Toppin, and it's Rose in for Reggie Bullock. And here's Lowry. He has 6. Dishes it to Baines. Outside for Lowry. Just 5 on the clock. Nice 4 for 7 from the floor with that shot.
Continuing to stoke the fire, his shot making has been absolutely superb.
Knicks trail by 3. Burks looking around, and there's the call. It's going to be an illegal screen.
And guys, point of emphasis for the league is to really crack down on illegal screens.
Yes, the last few years, the rules changes have tended to benefit the offenses. This evens things out a bit.
Fred VanVleet is checked in for Kem Birch. Now here is Lowry. 8 points for him, and it's in there.
And that's 10 straight points in the paint. The defense, nowhere to be found.
Now here's Rose. Now about 3 minutes gone in the second quarter of basketball. At the elbow, Randle. That one drops for his second bucket. Mark him 2 for 4.
One thing we knew Randle could do entering the league, finish inside through contact.
VanVleet outside. Here's Trent. Baines trying to get open. Trent gets the bucket. Trent's got the lead up to 5 now for the Raptors. Just under 3.5 minutes played here in the second quarter. Rose passes to Noel. Rose kicks to Barrett. Yes, and it's Rose with the assist that time. Rose has got 3 assists now in this one. Toronto leading by 3. Now VanVleet. He's got 6. Pass to Anunoby. And another basket for Toronto.
They've settled into a nice groove offensively here in the second.
And so it's Rose who brings the ball up for New York. To the paint, here's Randle. He made that one. Basket number 3 for him. He's also missed 2.
Great court awareness by Derrick Rose, reading every inch of the floor so well.
Here's Trent. He picked up 15 points in their last win against Philadelphia. Pass to Anunoby. He had stolen by Randle. Now Barrett pushing it up, and no one back to stop him. Good on that shot, and with that, the Toronto lead is cut to just 1 on the basket from Burks.
And you see the passing instincts Barrett has. Great at recognition out on the floor.
Lowry against Burks. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. Greg, you really began to emerge and got on the national scene at UNLV, but you started your college career at Portland, where you were actually named the Conference Freshman of the Year.
Yeah, how about I actually averaged more points in Portland than in any season I played at Vegas. Totally different roles, but Portland's always going to have a sweet spot in my heart. My first child was born in the great city of Portland.
Free throw drops for Lowry.
You know, the universal theme to Lowry's game is toughness. Mentally and physically, he tries to wear you down.
Good on both.
He's living there tonight, a tough guy to guard without fouling. And the bonus, he's going to knock him down.
Here's Randle, and Randle throws it down.
If you let Julius Randle get to the rim, this is what you can expect.
Van Vliet with it. 6 points for him. To the inside, Baines, and the dunk by Baines.
Those plays can make a difference in a game like this.
Well, you know it's going to fire up, Greg, everybody on that bench.
This is a close-knit group. They feed off one another's energy.
Here's Rose. The Raptors getting the bucket. He dishes it to Randle. Whistle blows. Basket is good. So a chance here for a three-point play.
The speed of Derrick Rose off pick and rolls is an issue for the defense. Nice job by him coming off and finding his guy.
For New York, they have been solid at the line so far. 4 for 4. That one drops. He ties it up.
When it comes to addressing his weaknesses, the right hand, the range, Randle has put in the work.
Lowry deciding where to go with it here. There's the pass to Anunoby. Over Randle. Baines trying to get open. And Van Vliet is right there. Van Vliet's got 8.
Oh, smooth. Guys, very good job getting himself in close enough that he could just tip it back in.
Well said. Those kind of plays in the offensive glass can tell the story sometimes, can't they? Now here's Rose. 8 points for him. Stolen by Van Vliet. Here's Trent. Barrett covering. And he's going up for the alley-oop. And the dunk by Baines.
And you could see him give a little nod and then just burst to the rim for the alley-oop slam.
A pair of teammates, Greg, with a terrific feel for each other. Here's Rose. He kicks to Noel. Van Vliet against Randle. Back to Noel. Buries it down low. Noel's got his second bucket tonight.
What a beautiful look. Randle continues to round out his game in the prime of his career.
And the Raptors call time here. The Raptors making a switch here. Hood's checked in. Elfrid Payton, he's checked in for the Knicks. Raptors with the lead. Here's Trent. They look to him for part of their offensive attack. Right now, he averages nearly 12 points a game. Passes it to Hood. Clock at 6. Anunoby kicks to Hood. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. That one on Rose.
Rodney Hood does a nice job of drawing contact and working himself to the line.
The Raptors have been exceptional shooting free throws tonight, going 9 for 9.
Shooting 2.
First free throw is good.
And they have yet to miss a shot from the line here this quarter.
He makes 1 of 2 that time. Greg, you've always said to have a winning team, you need franchise players. Talk about the specific qualities you look for in those superstars that can catapult a team to greatness.
It's a great question, Kevin. Talent really isn't enough. You know, whether you lead vocally or by example, the agenda has to be winning, and your best players really define who your team is going to be. So the franchise caliber player is a much needed asset.
And so here's Toronto following the score by New York. Baines finds Van Vliet. Hood for 3. Good, and Van Vliet gets the assist. Van Vliet's got his 6th assist on the night.
And when he gets right into his motion, tough to impact that shot from Hood.
Now here's Rose. Here's Trent. It's rebounded by Barrett. Trent passes to Anunoby. Got a hand on it.
This has to energize Barrett. He needs to keep bringing this type of intensity to the defensive end.
Rose against Anunoby. No one near Randall as he lets it go. And again, it's the Knicks missing. Toronto leading by 4. Trent gets the bucket. Trent's got 6.
And you have to credit Anunoby. He's put in the work to become a better playmaker.
And here's Payton. He'll bring it up for New York. They host the 76ers after this game. That'll be the first of 2 straight at home. Inside, here's Rose. That's good. He's 5 for 9.
And, guys, they continue to put a lot of pressure on the interior defenders with their work down low.
Hood against Rose. Hood, the pass to Van Vliet. There's the 3. And Hood with the basket on the assist from Van Vliet. Hood's got the lead up to 7 now for Toronto. Payton outside. Noel down low. Baines is there. And it's Noel missing. Out to Hood. There's the triple. And the Raptors hit again from deep.
So they're getting a lot of their points outside the paint. 3 of their last 5 baskets are from three-point range.
Knicks trail by 10. They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
And the Knicks decide to take their first time out here.
And Coach can't like what he's seeing, trying to get them refocused.
It's so easy to get run over when you lose even a little edge. Look for them to come out much more aggressive.
And a new group in for the Knicks. Henson's checked in for Noel. Gibson comes in for Randall. Toppin, he's checked in for Barrett. And it's Reggie Bullock in for Rose. Now here's Payton. And they double up Payton. Up top, Bullock. Over Boucher. And again, it's the Knicks missing.
And offensively, they've gotten stuck on the perimeter, falling in love with the jumper.
Hood gets the bucket.
A much better quarter for them shooting the ball.
Knicks trail by 12. 1:56 left here in the second. Payton dishes to Henson. And there's the 3-second violation.
And it's easy to give up after a play like that, but this team needs to keep fighting.
It's just one trip down the court, but you have to have short memory in this league or you won't last long.
Payton against Van Vliet. And he finishes nicely on the layup. Van Vliet's got 10 points.
Man, just adding insult to injury. He just waltzes inside and extends this lead.
An uncontested shot at the rim, you have to compete at all times.
That one's good, and the Raptor lead is cut down to just 12 points with the basket from Gibson. Van Vliet against Payton. Back to Van Vliet. That's in there. Johnson with the assist. Johnson's got his 3rd assist on the night.
Took him a while to get going, but here in the second quarter, he's found his rhythm.
Now here's Payton. There's 49 seconds left in the first half of the game. And Fred Van Vliet is going to pick up the foul. That's foul number 2 for him. There's 48 seconds left to play here in the half. Pass to Payton. Shot clock at 5.
And you can see he just didn't get squared up with his feet.
It's his first trip to the line. That free throw, no good.
And the 6'4", 485-pound Payton certainly has a unique skill set. Also wants to keep improving as a leader.
Good on the second free throw. 36 seconds left now here in the second. Hood, the pass to Birch. Down low, here's Van Vliet. Birch kicks to Hood. 6 to shoot. Toronto working the ball around now. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
And you don't ever want to get into the habit of letting the offense get to the rim.
The Raptors have shot 10 of 11 at the line. Nice work so far for them.
Shooting 2.
And that one falls for Boucher. And so he hits both.
When your bigs can make free throws, it's a huge advantage. Love his approach to getting to the line.
Payton passes to Bullock. Here's Henson. And the last shot at the buzzer doesn't go in for him. And we finished one half of basketball. The Raptors out in front, up by 15. It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thank you, Kevin. Kyle, a good first half for you all. How do you continue that for the rest of the game?
We got to come out with our energy. We're going to come out and play our game and keep going out there and pushing. Our defense and everybody's rotating, so we're playing together right now.
We'll see if you stay connected in the second half. Thanks. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David, for that interview, and we'll see you back here after the break for third quarter basketball.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
And what a show being put on here for the home fans tonight. I'm Ernie Johnson, along with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. There was no stopping Rodney Hood in the first half. He had 14 points and 1 block. And Kyle Lowry, one of the great do-it-all guards in the NBA. Kenny, in your mind, does he get enough credit for what he brings to the court?
You're right. He probably gets slept on a little bit. But he's got a huge presence, obviously. He's a big shot maker and a big player.
Yeah, Larry was a late bloomer, but he puts up big numbers. He's not a flashy guy, but every team would love to have him.
And that wraps up the halftime show. Third quarter set to begin in just a few.
And as we dive into the second half, we'll find out if the next 2 quarters are any different from the first 2. So far, it has been a runaway. Without question, Rodney Hood displaying his skills today.
Well, through the first 2, he has been nothing short of a marksman from deep.
What can you say? Shooting is a premium in this league, and you can see why.
Well, we've got a second half of basketball for you. We think it's going to be pretty good. A big comeback, though, is needed for this game to be competitive, and it probably has to happen quickly. Van Vliet and Lowry are the 1 and the 2. OG Anunoby is out there with Aaron Baines, and it's Trent in at the 3 spot. So that's the 5 in the game for Toronto. Now, here's Lowry. That's the 6th make from the field. He's taken 9 shots and missed but 3.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
Rose against Van Vliet. Rose gets the bucket. Rose has got 12 points in the game.
Derek is just exceptional in the paint. A gifted scorer amongst the trees.
And Derrick Rose said when he first attempted to come back from his injuries, he was playing revenge basketball. Now he just seems so much more at ease.
Yeah, I agree, GA. I'll tell you, he still has that competitive spirit in him. Yes, check that off. I think now he's just happier to be able to play the basketball injury-free. And to see his teammates and the league respond when he had that 50-point game, people were really generally happy for Derrick Rose.
Here's Rose after the made shot from Kyle Lowry. Rose, good. Rose has got 4 this quarter.
Each possession, more confidence from Derrick Rose. He wants the basketball. He's starting to knock him down.
Van Vliet kicks to Lowry. To the left wing. And here is Baines. 8 points for him. And here's the fast break. Rose leading the way.
Great activity there from Barrett. When he ups his intensity on defense, he's a difference maker.
In the corner, it's Van Vliet. Outside Lowry. Kicks it out to Van Vliet. That 3 off the mark.
And close to making the defense pay for the lax coverage that time.
And Barrett gets it to go.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
Van Vliet outside. The feed to Lowry. Pass to Anunoby. Shot from 12. And the rebound goes to the Knicks. Here's Rose. No good there, and that would have cut it to single digits.
But only the first miss of the second half. They've come out here with authority.
Lowry passes to Anunoby. Now Baines. Some nice ball movement here by the Raptors. The 3. And the Raptors miss again. Knicks trail by 11. Outside Rose. Shoots over Baines and misses it off the right side of the rim.
You know, they don't score on that shot, but they're going to be happy with those kinds of possessions.
Well, in the free agent race last year, for your money, Greg, who would you have rather taken? Kawhi and PG, or Kevin Durant and Kyrie?
Oof. Well,
wow.
I tell you what, it's a tough call. You know, Kawhi's
that is.
got a couple finals MVPs. KD's got a couple. Kyrie's got a ring. It's a tough call. I mean, PG is more than capable, man. I think it's a toss-up, partner.
I agree. Yep, I'm going to agree with you. And he makes the first. Andre Bembry's checked in for Fred Van Vliet. And he makes both free throws. And it's Rose with the ball for New York. Their defense has only allowed 6 points in the second half. 3-pointer on the way. Here's Barrett. And the rejection by Lowry. To the middle. Now the pass to Bembry. To the wing on the left. Here's Trent. Barrett covering. Low block shot on the way. Here's Bembry. And he makes that one. Bembry's got his second bucket of the game to go.
And those are the kinds of plays that are just killing them right now.
They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
Fader on the way. Anunoby sends it back. Pass to Bembry. Pass to Trent. 5 on the clock. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle and 2 shots coming up. It's going to be on Nerlens Noel.
No, I tell you what, he earned his money on that foul.
3 trips to the line so far for him in this one. And he knocks down the first one. So he gets them both.
And if they continue, Kevin, their outstanding free throw shooting, that'll help them seal the deal.
Pass to Noel. Outside Rose. Kicks it to Burks. And the pass to Barrett. 6 on the shot clock. Kept alive by New York. Randall. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2.
I mean, there's a lot of natural power to Randall's game. He's a handful in there.
On the night, he's gone 2 for 2 at the stripe.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And that one misses. Chris Boucher's checked in for Toronto. And he's good on the second. Here's Lowry. 16 points for him. Passes it to Boucher. Down low and stolen by Noel. Here's Rose. They get it back, and it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Lowry. And New York making a change here. Toppin's checked in. And that was a great replay we just saw of our mobile 1 block.
And guys, that's about as good a defensive play as you'll see. Instant reaction to get a hand to the shot.
Rose up on top. Lowry covering. Barrett the pass to Rose. Feeds it to Toppin. And Toppin throws it down.
Oh, that's a major league throwdown.
Keeps a tight grip on that rim, too, after the finish. Here's Bembry. Pass to Boucher. Randall grabs the board. Randall's got his 6th rebound on the night. A shot by Burks. Nobody around. That one off the back iron and out. Raptors leading by 14. Here's Lowry. And no good. Some solid defense from Rose. Burks against Anunoby. Back to Randall. He kicks it to Barrett. Burks in the corner. Just 5 on the clock. Over Lowry. With the second effort. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. Here now, a very select group of players in the NBA. Big men who can step away from the bucket and hit the 3. And you look at Anunoby, one of the best shooters in the NBA, top 5 in the league at this moment.
And, you know, there was a time in the league when you wouldn't see a group of big guys like this, but the game has evolved. Versatility now is why we see so many bigs that can just flat out shoot it from anywhere.
To have big men like these who can give you points from inside and outside gives teams an added dimension that teams love to have.
So for the Knicks, John Henson's checked in for Julius Randle. Gibson comes in for Burks, and it's Payton in for Rose. Both shots good from the stripe. And so here's Toronto. 17 points was their biggest margin. When this game is done, they'll be off to Orlando, and they'll take on the Magic. That'll be just one game played away from home for them.
That's what you get from a veteran playmaker. If you get open, Lowry will find you.
Now here's Payton. Looking to end his cold spell, and the basket is good, and he's got a chance here for one more at the line.
Yeah, outstanding job there of taking the harm and still able to finish.
The Knicks have shot 9 of 11 at the free throw line.
One shot.
Raptors leading by 11. And on our sideline, our reporter, David Aldridge.
Kevin, thank you. Now, we have seen continued growth with the NBA's affiliated leagues the last few years. Think about the explosion in popularity of the WNBA, the Basketball Africa League, expansion of the 2K League, greater pay in the WNBA and the G League pathway, along with the unionization of G League players. The league continues to show its commitment to expanding opportunities on multiple levels. Guys, back to you.
Thank you, David. And a chance now to look at the schedule for the Raptors. On Tuesday, they'll tip off a road trip starting in Orlando and going up against the Magic. Then on Thursday, they'll be matching up against Rudy Gobert and the Utah Jazz.
And looking at the Rockets matchup, they won't have much room for error in that one. A team like this will punish mistakes, but I could see them walking away with this one.
No good on the free throw.
I just love the way Gibson plays the game. Defensive-minded, willing to do whatever it takes. It's easy to see why his teammates respect him.
Rodney Hood's checked in for the Raptors. Reggie Bullock, he's checked in for the Knicks. And he sinks the second. Here's Bembry. Johnson outside. And it's Hood in the corner. Clock at 6. Here's Boucher. And that one is off. Now the Knicks take it the other way. Bullock kicks to Toppin. And the Knicks miss again. Toronto leading by 12. Throws it up high. Stolen by Henson. Payton outside. And so it's going to be a 3-second violation out there on the defense. And he shows the focus there, nails the technical. Some changes for Toronto. Kyle Lowry comes in for Johnson. And it's Fred VanVleet in for Bembry. And New York with a change here too. R.J. Barrett's checked in for Reggie Bullock. Henson the pass to Toppin. Back to Henson. Payton outside. Shot clock at 6. But they'll get another chance.
And I just love how he's banging down low. His hard work will let them use some more of the clock here.
Toronto leading by 11. VanVleet outside. Pass to Hood. Now here's VanVleet. 12 points for him. Hood with it. Now guarded by Gibson. Great positioning on the putback.
I tell you what, he was on a mission on that possession. Did not stop working until he got it up and in.
Barrett finds Payton. Now Barrett. He's got 9. Over Boucher. Barrett, no good. Toronto's gone 0 of 2 from deep to start things here in the second half. Here's Lowry, fouled in the act of shooting. Gets the bucket anyway, so a 3-point play chance for him.
They're scoring boatloads of buckets. It's raining buckets from inside.
Knicks trail by 16. Time call here. The Knicks decide to talk it over. One of the stories here, Kyle Lowry getting it done today.
This guy is killing you, and so far I haven't seen a good adjustment defensively.
All right, a chance to look at the stats for Van Vliet. He's been dominant over the last month. He's getting around 20 points per, 5 assists, and 3 rebounds. To have a scorer like him consistently deliver you points makes such a big difference for a team.
Because he gives you someone to build your offense around. You can count on his nightly production.
Now here's Payton. He has 6. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Pulls up, high post. Toronto grabs the miss. Boucher's got 6 rebounds here tonight.
You know what? He's just stone cold right now. Really not sure if he's their best option offensively as they try to get back in this game.
And here's Payton. He'll bring it up for New York. It's an 18-point game. And there's the pass to Henson. Over to the left wing. Payton outside. 6 to shoot. No good. They had a chance to end the run there. Toronto leading by 18. In the corner, it's Van Vliet. Beyond the arc. Good D by Payton.
His shot's just, it's not there right now. With his team leading, perhaps, you know, let's focus on some other areas of the game. Any chance you get, you want to put yourself in a position to succeed, and that's what he did there.
Great job of reading the floor, got to the rim, and made a play.
Here's Birch after R.J. Barrett's bucket. Payton with the ball. 6 points for him. 1:29 left in the third quarter of the game. Here's Henson. It's hauled in by the Raptors. Birch has got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. And Lowry gets double teamed. Here's Boucher. Raptors get it back. Birch the pass to Boucher. That one doesn't drop. Knicks trail by 16. Toppin, no one around him. Rebounded by Hood. The Raptors shooting 42% from the field here in the third. Here's Van Vliet. It's not going to go for him. Great D that time from Gibson. New York's gotten off to a very slow start from 3-point range in the second half. They're 0 for 4. Toppin dishes to Barrett. Goes up to the stripe. Passes it to Henson. From the arc. Rebounded by Hood.
And yeah, that old adage about being too wide open, not a thing. He just missed it. That's just good basketball. Can't ask for a better look.
Here's Barrett. He's got 11. Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
We've got 13 seconds left in the third. It's tipped. And so it's the Toronto Raptors with an 18-point lead as the quarter comes to a close. What a night they've had in terms of their shooting. Everything dropping in for them. We come back right after this. And let's go back to a terrific pass that we're calling tonight our State Farm assist of the game.
Just true artistry right there. I mean, great decision on where to go with the ball, and how about the perfect delivery?
Execution. This is what you practice every day. These guys are professionals. Beautiful play.
And with the fourth quarter upon us, time is running out for this game to become competitive. Knicks trail by 18. On the court for the Knicks, Barrett is out there with Elfrid Payton. Then it's Taj Gibson. Then there's Toppin. And it's Noel in at the 5 down low. Pass to Trent. Shoots over Toppin. Trent can't hit. New York shooting a lackluster 38% for the game, struggling so far. Lowry against Barrett. And Noel kicks to Payton. New York moving it around. Gibson down low. Can't hit from in close. Raptors leading by 18. And here we go. Here's Trent. And it's Noel with the rebound.
And I was sure that was money on that one, but everyone is afforded an easy miss or two.
Yes, let's look on the bright side. You got a great look. It's a play that you might want to go back to again.
Now, here's Toppin, and it's blocked. And here's the fast break. Here's Trent. The putback. It's good on the putback.
That is really good work there on the offensive glass.
Knicks trail by 20. Fourth quarter now. We're about a minute and a half in. Here's Trent. Count the bucket, and he's got a free throw coming up as well.
Yeah, he's in such a great rhythm right now. Makes sense to get him the ball any way you can.
Let him decide whether to shoot it, whether to pass it. He's your catalyst right now.
The Raptors making a switch here. Anunoby's checked in. The Knicks also changing it up. Julius Randle's checked in for Gibson. Alec Burks comes in for Toppin, and it's Rose in for Payton. And with the frequency of three-point shots skyrocketing, Greg, does the drastic change concern you? And should something be done to lessen the dependence these teams have on threes?
It's crazy. I mean, we're starting to see teams take more threes than twos. You know, some have said maybe limit fouls on three-pointers to only 2 free throws. That might eliminate some of the flopping on those long-range attempts, but I really feel like this is the evolution of the game, and that three is going to be vital. And just trying to get some traction offensively, boy, it hasn't been pretty.
You know, this is a good time to maybe switch up your strategy a little bit. You can't keep doing what you're doing and expect a different result.
Now, here's Barrett. Back to Noel. Launches a three, and the Knicks miss again.
And they had some botched coverage that turned into no coverage.
Trent can't hit. For New York, they've gone a dismal 0 for 5 to get the fourth quarter underway. Randle with the bucket.
I wonder if Randle even felt that contact. So strong in the upper body.
Raptors leading by 21. Van Vliet outside. Inside, pass to Trent. Anunoby against Noel. Takes the three, and the rejection by Noel. And here's the fast break. Barrett leading the way. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. And, Smitty, we see the success and the great talent level in the WNBA. Do you ever think we're going to see a woman on an NBA roster?
Well, Kevin, that's a good question. Let's look at the history of the game. We've had 2 women drafted, Denise Long back in 1969 and Lucia Harris in 1977. I will say this, Kevin, I do believe so. I think in my era, there's one player I got a chance to watch and play against that could have played for sure was Cheryl Miller.
That one is off. The Raptors making a switch here. Lowry's checked in. He hits the second from the line. A little over 2.5 minutes have passed here in the fourth quarter. Kicks it to Baines. The shot's good on the assist by Lowry. Lowry's got 5 assists in the game.
And yeah, he's not messing around. He wants no part of a comeback in this one.
Reason why momentum can flip so quickly. We see it time and time again. Teams giving up big leads.
And here's Rose. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2.
And as he gets older, we've seen Derrick Rose coming out of his shell a bit more. Early in his career, he was wary of strangers and the media.
And growing up, Derrick Rose protected by his family from the dangers of Chicago. Then, Greg, after starring at the University of Memphis, he was drafted by his hometown Bulls.
Anointed a savior from day one. You talk about a life under the microscope. Sports writers picking him apart, rabid fans wanting a piece. In a lot of ways, it's probably better for him not playing in Chicago.
And the first one at the line is good. Greg, we are in an era of positionless basketball. And we know the All-Star game now has a 2 backcourt, 3 front court position as opposed to 2 guards, 2 forwards, and a center when you're voting. Should they get rid of those designations entirely?
I tell you what, I think you could make a strong case for that. You go back to last season, many felt Jimmy Butler got robbed of a starting spot.
Yes.
I think, listen, this is the fans' vote. Why not the 5 top vote getters? I don't care if they're 4 guards. If the 5 players that the fans want to see the most play a certain position, then so be it. You know, they're not going to play all 48 minutes. You're still going to have your 7 other spots to kind of balance out the roster. I say just let the fans tell you the 5 they want to see, and let's go play.
Toronto leading by 20. Here's Trent. Now the pass to Anunoby. Over Noel. And it's wide right. Hits off the rim.
Trying to finish out the game strong. You have to recognize who has the hot hand and get him the ball.
And that's a pure hustle play, getting to the offensive glass for the tip-in.
And that's the kind of quality you see in any strong offensive rebounder, isn't it? To the paint, here's Lowry. Good, and Van Vliet gets the assist. Lowry's got 23 points.
And we've seen this. There are certain nights when Lowry just decides to take over.
Passes to Barrett. Here's Randall. And Baines pulls it down.
Not sure if that's the shot you were looking for, but it's a fairly clean look. Almost have to take it.
Knicks trail by 20. It's Barrett on the wing. Off target from 3-point range.
Their game plan needs to change if they're going to get out of this hole, because he is just not there offensively.
Anunoby has the open look. Sinks the three-pointer.
And as OG develops the rest of his skill set, this is one thing he can rely upon, that three-point shot.
New York's gotten off to an 0 for 2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter. Pass to Burks. You know, you look at the 2020 class for the Basketball Hall of Fame, Greg, some great names, headlined by Kevin Garnett, Tim Duncan, Kobe Bryant. I mean, historic players.
And all the more emotional, Kevin, having Kobe enshrined after his tragic passing. But when you look at the accomplishments of this class, arguably the most decorated that the Hall of Fame has ever seen.
And Greg, you've gotten a bird's eye view, you've gotten a front court view, you've had a chance to be alongside these Hall of Fame players.
Incredible talents, great people, and truly they've been terrific ambassadors for our game.
Derrick Rose moving the basketball with ease, really setting up his teammates, setting the plate for them.
Toronto calls timeout.
And he could tell his guys starting to wear down a little bit. Call time to just let them get their legs back under them.
Raptors leading by 19 points. Here's Trent. Here's Baines. Trent passes to Lowry. Near the three-point line, it's Van Vliet. And it's out of bounds. The Raptors able to retain possession here. Trying to find Anunoby. Gets it to him.
And since halftime, he just doesn't have a clue when it comes to shooting.
Burks in the corner. All sorts of time. It's rebounded by Anunoby. Anunoby's got 9 rebounds in the game. Getting it done. Baines trying to get open. Anunoby, good. Anunoby's got 5 points now this quarter.
And can't do much else. The strength of Anunoby comes in handy on those challenging finishes.
Now here's Rose. And the league taking steps to discourage teams, Greg, from tossing away seasons in search of high draft picks. Has enough been done, you think, in that regard?
We'll see. I tell you, the idea of a play-in
tournament. That's a tough one, isn't it?
For the last few playoff spots, I think that's a good idea, actually. It might keep more teams in the hunt down the stretch. And I think the onus also, if the fans put enough pressure on their teams to try to develop what they have and not always put it on the future, I think that's going to help. But I think you're going to always have a little bit of that moving forward.
Just 3 to shoot. Barrett. And the shot goes in.
And pick and roll is huge in today's game. Barrett realizing what to do in those sets.
Pass to Trent. Basket counts.
Another good play. This is how they built the lead, calling on the right guys at the right time.
The reason why they stayed aggressive, and they have not let up this entire night. And at this point, I wouldn't expect them to.
They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
Randall kicks to Burks. The pass to Rose. Fires the 3. Toronto grabs the miss. Now running. Here comes Lowry pushing the ball up. Passes it to Anunoby. It's blocked. And a fast break now for the Knicks. Randall's running. Barrett for 3. Toronto grabs the miss. Lowry's got 5 rebounds tonight. Van Vliet attacking. Anunoby. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. It's going to be on Nerlens Noel.
OG's a tricky cover. Has strength, has quickness, and just still learning the game.
first one falls for him.
OG Anunoby out of Indiana. He was the 23rd pick in the 2017 draft. Another great draft selection that day. Slipped due to injuries concerns, but he's been great.
Both good from the line that time.
And Smitty, with OG Anunoby, he has a very high ceiling with what he can become.
Greg, OG Anunoby can impact the game on both sides of the ball, which is fantastic. He's a solid defender, and with the ball in his hands, he's very smart, making good decisions. This team is very excited to see his development.
Now, here's Anunoby, following the miss by Derrick Rose. The 15-footer. Van Vliet kicks to Anunoby. Lowry for three. They grab their own miss. Shots good by Baines.
And boy, he can see blood in the water attacking a somewhat helpless team right now.
He's trying to help his team shut the door. They don't want to allow any comebacks.
And out of bounds as the Knicks gain possession. Both teams will make substitutions. New York's gone ice cold from three-point land, 0 of 4 since the start of the final quarter. At the top of the key, Knox. New York, no good that time either. Toronto's gone 1 of 3 from outside the arc since we've reached the fourth quarter. Flynn the pass to Watson. Back to Flynn. Lets it go from deep. The shot missing. The Knicks go the other way with it. Here's Ntilikina. And that one hits back iron.
I guess even he has to miss one of those once in a while.
Watson dishes to Baines. Pass to Watson. Back to Baines. Pass to McCaw. Unloads. And the rejection by Noel. And it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Noel. Here's McCaw. Here's Ntilikina. 1:56 left in the fourth quarter. And we've seen more attention given to how fans, Greg, interact with players during the games, whether it's verbal or even physical. Is that something the league's got to keep an eye on?
Absolutely. It's all about making sure that everyone is protected and respected. You know, this is entertainment, right? This is not do or die from a life standpoint, and we don't want to have things escalate.
Yeah, there's got to be some kind of barrier there. I agree. Here's Baines following the score by New York. 4 on the clock. Here's McCaw. And the Raptors miss again. The Knicks shooting about 35% from the floor. Not much falling for them.
Well, guys, this was never really a contest. Just a total obliteration, if you will. And you can safely say mission accomplished now for the Raptors.
This was a team performing to its fullest capability.
A hugely satisfying win. A game that not many will soon forget. And on the other side, one that I think most will try to forget.
And now, for the year, this is going to take them to 7 wins.
And they'll take the win tonight, setting the tone in the first matchup of this 4-game season series.
And as usual, some excellent work tonight in what was a quality big impact game for Kyle Lowry.
Hard not to be impressed by what he did tonight. He was aggressive, he was efficient, and the defense had no answer.
They have been really controlling this one.
You never want to be complacent on the floor. That's when you lose momentum.
Now here's Flynn. The pass to Johnson. Fades. It's rebounded by New York. Quickly. Covered by Flynn. The basket counts and one. He'll go to the line with a chance to make it a three-point play.
Shooting one.
Yeah, terrific play right there. Great strength to finish through the contact.
And that one misses. Now Watson. Johnson right side. And so Toronto takes this one, but by a big margin. And the outcome of this one was never in doubt.
And boy, they really put in a supreme effort. It just felt like once they had that lead and it was comfortable, they were not going to relinquish it.
And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thanks, Kevin. Kyle, you get this win as you go out on the road. What changes when you go out on the road?
We just got to take on the road and do everything we're supposed to do. We do at home and take on the road. We got a tough team coming up. Well coached, play hard team, and we got to go out there and try to get that win.
We'll see if you can keep this thing going. Thanks very much, Kyle. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, thank you. Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Steve Smith, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for tuning in. So long, everyone.